4th, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Brian, and this is Center Isle. Here's what's actually happening. Iran has took it upon themselves to once again start firing ballistic missiles at UAE. Kind of seen this coming. They're going to hit the people they feel is going to be most viable to aggravate us, to fire us up. They've actually fired missiles at U.S. ships, U.S. warships, I believe. We've sank six of their little speedboats, little Boston whaler kind of boats, and that's pretty much all they have left. We've taken out pretty much all their Navy ships. Their big ships as they used to have anyway. I think the total was 160 ships total that we've taken out. But you can see here that their air defense is responding to a missile threat. Please remain in a safe location. The United Arab Emirates, according to Incident Defender, has again said that their air defenses are dealing with another wave of Iranian missiles, and they are urging people to stay sheltered. I have to bring this, if I can get this one to come up closer. UAE strongly condemns renewed treacherous Iranian aggression using missiles and drones. They fired drones as well. They've hit one of their, I think it's their last remaining oil line that they have over there on the UAE. Expresses strong condemnation of the renewed treacherous Iranian terrorist attacks against targeting civilian sites and facilities in the country using missiles and drones, which resulted in injuries to 3 Indian nationals. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs affirmed that these attacks contributed to a dangerous escalation and an unacceptable transgression, posing a direct threat to the security, stability, and territorial integrity of the UAE. In a conventional principles of international law and the Charter of the United Nations, the UAE stresses that all will not compromise on protecting its security and sovereignty under any circumstances, that it reserves its full and legitimate right to respond to these attacks in a manner that ensures the protection of its sovereignty, national security, territorial integrity, citizens, residents, and visitors in accordance with international law. It also affirms that targeting civilians and civilian objects is condemned and rejected by all legal and humanitarian standards, stressing the need to immediately halt these treacherous attacks to ensure full compliance with the cessation of all hostilities. UAE also held Iran fully responsible for these treacherous attacks and their repercussions. So yeah, the UAE was getting slammed earlier. Donald J. Trump put out, Iran has taken some shots at unrelated nations with respect to the ship movement, Project Freedom. That is something that the U.S. is trying to do to get these ships and boats out that have nothing to do with the war. No oil. They're running dangerously low on things needed health matter-wise. Sanitary issues and food, drinks, things of that nature, water. They have no way to get that in. Some have been using helicopters and other boats going, back and forth to Oman and in the UAE, I think it is, taking care of that. But it's come to the point now where they have to get those ships out. So the U.S. is trying to put on a humanitarian effort to get this done. So, including a South Korean cargo ship. Let me start this over. Iran has taken some shots at unrelated nations with respect to ship movement. Project Freedom, including a South Korean cargo ship. Perhaps it's time for South Korea to come and join the mission. We've shot down 7 small boats, or as they like to call them, fast boats. It's all they have left. Other than the South Korean ship, this has been, at the moment, no damage going through the strait. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Kane will have a news conference tomorrow morning. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, so Iran must be getting an itchy trigger finger again. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They broke the ceasefire doing so, in my mind, and I don't understand what we're waiting for. I do. I'm putting together a video on this about what all of this means, where we're at with this war. Does Trump have any other move? Can he still fire back these with the war pact resolution? Is Congress going to, impeach him, or That all plays into this. Trust me. And the politics of it, when it comes to Donald J. Trump trying to get enough seats so that the Democrats do not get more, because as soon as the Democrats was able to get enough seats, I can guarantee you they're going to try and impeach President Trump. I do not agree with their move, the Democrats, on this. I'm not a Democrat, not Republican, center aisle. I do not agree with how the Democrats are handling this. There's been no other president that's had to do this. He shouldn't have to either. It's obvious that Iran was trying to build a nuclear weapon, and they're still going to do it. I don't know that I believe that we've set them back 20 years, but a senior UAE official informed Israel that they do not intend to remain silent about the attacks. The Iranian regime has begun attacking us. We will strike back, they clarified. So UAE, they're highly upset with this, and they've said this before. They're going to attack back. Will they? Who knows? I think they sent out some fighter jets before, but I don't know if they did anything. This is a message that was sent out. Open source intel put out that what the IRGC's VHF message was to the U.S. Navy and all vessels.
Islamic Republic of Iran declares the Strait of Hormuz completely closed again. No vessel of any type or nationality is allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Any vessel intending to exit the Strait of Hormuz that cross the red line between Tengram Island and Mina Sanad port, and any vessel intending to enter the Strait of Hormuz that cross the red line between Mubarak and Fujairah port will be met with a severe response from the IRGC Navy and will be destroyed. This is Sepah Navy. Out.
So we hear that there. I don't know that they really have anything left to destroy a ship of that size, but they do have missiles. So they're threatening again. They don't really have control of the Strait of Hormuz. We do somewhat, but it's not as in my opinion, it's not how the U.S. is putting it out that they control the Strait of Hormuz. They don't control the Strait of Hormuz. If they did, those ships wouldn't be sitting there right now. They wouldn't be scared to go through that strait, but they are scared. And it only takes a threat from Iran, and these ships are going to stop. They have millions of dollars wrapped up in these ships, and it's their livelihood. They transport goods, services to people, oil, energy, gas. So if we had control of it, we'd be able to get these ships through there, but we can't. And it's all because Iran is putting these threats out there, and they're not really threats, because every time a ship tries to go, they end up bombing one. And what happens? I don't see anything happening. We're basically sitting there waiting to try and figure out what's going to happen. We're hoping that the financial fury that Scott Bess has put on with President Trump, tightening down their income and their economy, will it work? Will it work? I don't know. I can see that they're losing a lot of money on oil. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to get ships out. They wouldn't be getting upset about that fact. But they've come back on and said they've closed the Strait of Hormuz 3 or 4 times, and really they don't have it closed. We have it closed to them, and we can get through there. We've sent ships up the gut several times and never hit a mine once. And if they had mines out there, and they put mines in the Strait of Hormuz, then why are they wasting their missiles that they don't have a lot of anymore? Why are they wasting drones that we've taken a lot out? I mean, if there's mines out there, they shouldn't have to do anything. Iran anyway. They would be blowing these ships up when they go through, but it hasn't. This is the fire that's going on over. OSINT Technical puts out reports of a fire at the UAE's port of Fujairah, a critical bypass for oil avoiding Hormuz, after an Iranian strike this evening. So this fire is a line that helps them avoid using the Strait of Hormuz. So this is pretty big for the UAE. They're pretty upset about it. This is one of the ships that's on fire in the Strait of Hormuz that they attacked. I think that was hit by a drone. Open source intel: Iran's safety TV fires claims that image attributed to one of the ships that was struck in the vicinity of the UAE. And again, here it is again. And here's the missiles that now you got to be careful with some of these missiles that Iran are saying that they shot. This could be video from years ago. You don't really know, but they're saying these are the missiles that they shot today. That's a lot of firepower going out. And how we can't see this, as President Donald Trump said, we can see within 5 seconds after they fire where it's coming from. Why we didn't go to destroy these, I don't know. But so as of right now, May 4th, 4:10 p.m. Eastern Time, Iran has earlier today sent missiles out. They have attacked boats. The U.S. has sunk 6 of their speedboats. They're smaller warcrafts. They're like little Boston whaler boats. They have missile capability on them, and they have machine guns on them, and then they have fighters on there with machine guns. And really, the U.S. has done nothing but put out statements. They have sunk 6 of the small vessel crafts, the Boston whalers. But I don't understand why we're not coming out and if we know where these people are, where Iran's shooting these missiles from, why aren't we going to get them? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with politics, because the 60 days is up. Trump said that he won't seek congressional approval for this. So if he's not going to seek congressional approval for it, then what's he waiting on? As far as I'm concerned, if no other president has had to do this, and nothing's ever happened to them, then why should Donald Trump have to be held to the same standard? Trump derangement syndrome? Probably. But then you got Trump worried about whether they're going to get enough seats, because he's having some problem in the Republican Party. Some people aren't really supporting him the way they should be, is what it looks like to me. Now, that's just my opinion. But we do have, a Democrat, Fetterman, who, man, I'm going to tell you, I better not say it yet, but he seems like a pretty good representative, pretty good senator. So as of this point, that's where we sit. Are we going to end up going back to war? Meaning, are we going to start bombing again? We could. But I think right now, the way that they put it across, I got to be careful, because this new video I'm working on is going to cover a lot of this. A blockade is an act of war. That's exactly what a blockade is an act of war. So for us to say that we've stopped the war, that's not true. We've stopped the bombing, but we've went on to other aspects of a war. So it's a lot's going to depend on what's going on, and none of them are innocent in the government. I mean, they all do their thing. That's why I've moved to the center aisle. I can't deal with the politics anymore. They put politics before their job, basically, in my opinion. So, with that being said, that was the center aisle breakdown, and I will talk to you folks later if there's any more updates.